them later. For now, though, it is going to be all about that Alpine matchup. We're about ready to get into the first game, though, so let me go ahead and show you guys the correct overlay. Hopefully I got it right. Looks like we do. With the
I know, I've just been like, Johnny, keep talking so I can de-scuff my stream. For those of you guys who haven't been with us for a while, which I guess is everybody in this context, I am going to be covering player cams on my end, and Johnny will be covering director cams. So you hear both of us on both streams. If you want to check out player cams, come on over here. If you want to check out Retals going up for this ball and just completely misreading the ceiling, come over to my stream, because we got a really good look at that. So yeah, we are starting off on Retals cam. It's a bit of a different flavor over here, but people usually like it.
Yeah, Retals has been a huge addition to Space Station Gaming. They're still the team to beat in North America for a little bit in the middle of the fall split. NRG definitely surpassed them, and NB as well made a great run to win the third regional event. But Space Station Gaming back on top, winning the fall major, and I just wonder how hard has the Coach Chrome boot camping been during the off season. Have they been resting? Have they been taking it easy? Or have they been scrimming 10 times a day?
Well, according to Retals in his Saltcast interview with us, it's at least two a days. I believe it was two, either 2 or 3. I actually can't remember, but Retals with another suspect miss there. I don't know if he's feeling on right now or if he just is yet to get warmed up, but kind of a couple uncharacteristic misses here. Hopefully this pass middle can go well, but Arsenal decides to leave it, actually.
Type 1 in chat, guys, if you want game sound to be a bit lighter. I can do that for you if you want. Not a problem at all. Yeah, I noticed on both those awkward plays from Retals in defense, he was just a little bit too far pushed off the goal line for my liking. It made it hard for him to get an easy run up to the clear. I think the whiffs happening were more because of the position that he'd started in. There's no whiff on this ball though. I mean, he's had a bit of an awkward time positioning in defense, but that was good. Retals really threatening the defense of Alpine there. Oh, Parsi just faked himself. That's going to get swept up by Alpine star player Magic Bear.
And Magic Bear, of course, fearsome ones player, technical, mechanical player. Always scary when he's on offense.
You watched Magic Bear getting just annihilated by AJ in the goal mine though, right? Oh, what a pass. What a shot.
Him and everybody else besides in the final day.
True. Besides Line Blaze, everybody got destroyed by AJ. That's beautiful. You know, where we were critical of Retals earlier on, I think rightfully so, but he's done extremely well there. That was a perfect pass in field. Undetectable by the Alpine defense.
Yes, sir. All right, chat. The overlay should be fine now. We were at 75% scale. I've now have Johnny Boy syndrome, in which anything above 75 looks like it's made for super old people.
It doesn't look massive when you change it from 75.
Oh wow,
Retals is just... I think he's only been training offense, because this is beautiful. Look at that first touch. Baiting in the defender, and then he just outplayed everybody there, past all 3 players. That was the full defensive lineup for Alpine. Still didn't matter. Retals goes past them all.
Really, really lovely stuff there from Retals. It's been an eventful Retals cam. A lot of good, a lot of bad. Just a bit of a roller coaster overall. Oh, nice dunk there from Jordan. Pass on to Retals. I think he's going to hit Arsenal here. Oof, a bit too fast. The connection, the boys are looking like they're starting to fire on all cylinders here.
Yes, indeed. Now, are you guys just saying game sound and Smellsworth are both really low? Is my mic just so in other words, what you're saying is my mic is too loud. I think that's the other way to understand that. Am I too loud? Matt is quiet. I don't actually know if the button that I'm about to press changes the volume that you guys hear. It definitely does nothing to what I hear. But let me know if I get quieter when I do this Twitch chat. Did anything change? I'm going to keep talking. Space Station Gaming score yet another goal.
Yes, they do. Man, remember yesterday when we had insane production on Smug because we just had everybody, we had people doing stuff? That was dope, right, guys? Maybe someday we'll be successful enough to just have that all the time. Not today.
Yeah, we do not have a dedicated broadcaster today. Hold on, I'm just gonna turn down my mic on OBS. I don't know. We'll try 3 decibels. Try 3 decibels.
Well, I
love it. I pushed a button on my mixer that I was sure was going to change something, and Twitch chat are just like, yeah, that did absolutely nothing, mate. You've done nothing at all.
That's a fake button.
Good job.
To make Johnny feel good button.
It was a slider as well. I was like, oh, how much should I slide this? How much should I reduce the volume? And I'm just like sliding around a button that does completely nothing. Oh well, good to know.
Yeah.
Matt's usually loud because he's a loud dude.
Oh my god, I'm so loud.
Maybe louder on the European ones because it's a bit earlier in the night. It's, you know.
Yeah, that's true too. I am definitely in Paris. Even though I've got a separate room now, I'm still a bit conscious of it.
Yeah, congrats to Matt on acquiring a larger apartment to live in now in Paris.
Saved the relationship for now.
So really big plays there. Congrats to Matt. Be sure to head over and give your personal congratulations to him on his own Twitch channel, Smellsworth. Oh, beautiful. Look at Percy go. He really sold Space Station's defense on this fake hook shot. Passed by Magic there as well. Wow. Alpine with the plays.
We were pretty far on the other side of the field there, but it did look like Percy did like Percy chipped it. Yeah, I need to in between games I'll try and turn Bacchus mod on as well, because then at least like the replays are a bit more viewable from player cam pro or POV.
You know, Fosoup has just informed me that in Japanese businesses there's a role called the American. We're just gonna ignore that goal for Percy. Doesn't matter, not important. Nobody cares. And so apparently there's this role in businesses called the American, whose job it is to be loud, boisterous, and opinionated. Smells like Smellsworth to me. So maybe that's what you can add to the broadcast.
Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. The very first time I was ever recognized for my online persona was in Japan, so I don't doubt it.
Hello and welcome back straight into the second series of the night. It's Space Station Gaming against eUnited. It's Johnny Boy back with Smellsworth. How have you guys been? I know you've been eager for us to return and not talk about the games, but we are going to talk about some Rocket League. Just to warn you, if that is not what you're here for, then you better mute the stream, because we will tell you about cars hitting the ball.
All night long, for those of us in Europe.
For another 1 hour and a half. Oh, look at one of Mike go here. Ooh. One of Mike's Smug 1 star representing eUnited, and what a player he is.
So hype. His game versus J-Pot was so hype.
Yeah, this guy's, he's just like a highlight reel on wheels, honestly. Yep. He's crazy. And the most recent performances that I saw from eUnited in RLCS,
sneak that
all
in.
major, yeah, he popped off. You know, Wonder Mike was playing out of his mind. I've also been very impressed with Tristan, the recent acquisition of eUnited. Not many people had a lot of faith in Tristan being able to perform at this level, but I think he's done really well. He's come a long way very quickly, and for me, it's all about enabling Wonder Mike. Just bring the best out of this guy, because he can 1v3 top tier teams. He's just something else.
Yeah, it was, you know, what was very interesting about him is, you know, you don't see him and you're not like, oh, this is just another mechanical player. You're like, this is a mechanical player with a very individual style. Like, his play looks like no other, which is really impressive, because I think a lot of pros you don't get that. It's not so distinct. Yeah. But after watching him yesterday, I'm a huge fan for sure. Really great player.
He can make those plays in threes as well. There's a lot of ones players who can make, you know, insane ones plays, and like Jorius comes to mind. He hasn't yet been able to produce this sort of, you know, world-beating brilliance that he does produce in 1v1. He's not produced that yet in 3v3. Certainly not consistently.
Oh.
Hey, Space Station Gaming players, they do that every week. They know how to play the the flashy 3 style. Wonder Mike does. He knows how to play the flashy 3 style. I'm sure Jorius will learn that as more and more time goes on. He's a very smart player. But yeah, Wonder Mike, I just want to make it very clear, he can do both. He can style on people in 1s, 2s, doesn't matter what the game mode is. He can absolutely clip on you.
It was an impressive flip reset there from Arsenal. It wasn't underneath the ball, it was just on the side of the ball. Shows how close and how much control he had there.
Yeah, it's a difficult one to stretch underneath. It looked like it might be getting away from him, but he still caught it very nicely. And it's a good start, really, for both teams. You know, it wasn't a mistake there from eUnited per se that got them scored on. You know, it was just a well-timed demo by Retals and a brilliant solo play from Arsenal that would have probably worked against any team. So nothing to be ashamed of there for eUnited. Remember, guys, that these are the 2 teams who are already sitting on 1 loss in Group C for the grid week 1 for NA. A bit confusing, I know. Game 2, Group C, grid week 1, regional, or split 2, RLCS Season X. But what's not confusing, just if that's too much for you to take in, just fixate your eyes on Wonder Mike and watch the insane plays he can produce. That's a beautiful aerial.
Wow. And if that's too confusing for you guys, go ahead and get yourself a partner like I have in Johnny, where I just don't have to worry or think about that stuff at all, ever, and it's great. I don't know why, but my eyes glaze over when we talk about formats and stuff. It's just, I don't know why.
You're the one who's always reminding me what day it is, so you know,
true.
What month it is, what year it is.
Yeah.
The more human numbers are Matt's speciality. I'll tell you what that one is, though. That's 3-1. eUnited are not just a one-man team right now. Whole squad showing up. This time Tristan with a beautiful back post approach stuffs in the 3rd goal. If Space Station Gaming lose this, it's impossible for them to finish first in this group. That'll mean their first match tomorrow in the playoffs will be guaranteed to be harder than it should be. And you know, how bad can it really get for them? Well, worse, because they have to play against Rogue, one of the teams that they've really struggled against in this season to finish off the group. But eUnited, this is really a must-win for SSG.
That'll be a new Rogue, right? This is the first time Rogue without Kernovi?
Yeah. Yes,
interesting
indeed.
to see if they still struggle with the mountain gone.
I have some high hopes for that team. I think Rogue can still be, you know, a threat to the big 4 in NA. That being said, I don't think that they're going to be winning regionals or winning the major. I think, you know, that the Rogue squad still have a lot to learn. There's more to Rocket League than just mechanical ability. There's, you know, a whole lot more. And that team's, you know, at least from what I've seen from them, got a long way to go before they're going to be able to produce consistent top-tier performances, the likes of which Space Station Gaming have been producing all season.
Okay, Arsenal with the demo, and SSG marches forward, but now the tides have turned. It's Arsenal by himself. Great save. The 2v1 does not go eUnited's way. And SSG trying to get themselves back into this game. It's probably a little too late here, but you know, maybe just work on finding your mojo here, because they have not looked as the dominant SSG of old. And yeah, you know, we might be overestimating them, because we definitely didn't think they were going to drop 2 matches in a row, but right now they're looking like if they kept playing like this, they would easily drop this.
Well, this is a scary group. There's no denying it. You know, Rogue they're a top 8 team in NA. Alpine, they're a top 8 team in NA. eUnited are on the up. They're on the rise. I really rate this team as well. I think they could be a top 8 team in NA. It's a very competitive region. I think if you look at the top 10 teams in North America, your teams at the bottom end of the list there are probably better than their EU equivalents these days. That is difficult to say because there's no lands these days. But one thing is true, and that is America's depth of talent is increasing rapidly. The RLCS Season X has been very kind to NA as a region, and how many more teams just look legit. eUnited are absolutely one of them. I think they're a great squad.
Retals has parked the bus. That's going to be a wrap on game.
Well, oh boy, is my very like extremely not confident Rogue prediction sounding good now. I said, yeah, I think they could do okay. Yeah, I think they could be all right. They haven't lost a game today. You know, Space Station went to Game 5 with Alpine, lost it. Now they're in Game 5 with the United. We'll see how that goes right now. Rogue swept both of those teams. What on earth did they eat for breakfast?
I don't know, but oh, what a pass! Oh. That was a nasty pass from Arsenal. Good Lord.
That was sick. Look at this. Skirt. He just stopped the ball dead. Says, hey, Rails, I heard you wanted to take a penalty in Rocket League. There you go. This is what it would look like if there were penalties in this game. The new player rosters are popping, both Dig and Rogue going 6-0. Yeah, Dignitas did have a great day, didn't they? The new apparently Jack version of Dig. I'm rooting for them. Jack is obviously a friend of the pod, so we want the best for the boys.
Yep, absolutely. Hey, Speed, yeah, I guess I did know that. Did I ask about F3? I don't think I did, but I did see that happen on Twitter. Tragic stuff.
Oh, that's what the hashtag is.
Oh, it was you that said it. Okay, sorry.
I have to, yeah.
Yeah, it was
I didn't put it together,
a Call of Duty player that passed away. And
yeah, no, I remember I saw that, but not on Twitter. I didn't realize there was a hashtag. And I don't go on my Twitter homepage very often. But yeah, that's a real shame. Retals showing respect. You know, Retals is a guy that he is a very respectful character, even though he likes to be controversial at times within the Rocket League scene. It's all just being the bad guy. He wants to be the bad guy. It's a rare thing in Rocket League for there to be a bad guy. Everybody's so nice. Everybody's so good. A lot of goody two-shoes in the pro scene.
Super villain.
Retals versus Turbo Pulsar for NA's super villain. Do we have any other super villains in NA besides Retals and Turbo?
Definitely they both gave the most frank saltcast, both of them.
Yeah,
they
100%.
answered every question we asked.
They were like, we're the most
Turbo answered a lot
Easy.
of questions we didn't ask.
Yeah, true. Super villain Astral, Forky, First Killer. I don't think First Killer really puts himself out there as, you know, a villain within the scene. He just, like, you know, wrote something dumb in a Twitch chat and it got screenshotted. It's not exactly the same as what Retals and Turbo are doing with their branding, I would say, but I guess I can see what you guys mean. My team is the only one that doesn't have frame skips. Okay, tell all the other streamers to minimize Discord, because recently I minimized Discord and it seemed to stop me from getting frame skips in Rocket League. That's the only thing I've done differently. So if any team is having frame skips, or if somebody's, you know, having frame drops in Rocket League, tell them to minimize Discord, see if it helps. That's all I can suggest.
I was thinking about giving that a try. Like, I don't know why I'm losing as many frames as I'm losing. I really shouldn't be.
Oh, do you have Discord up?
I do.
I'm telling you, minimize it.
I minimized it, but
nice, hopefully it works. You'll have to just wait and see. Twitch chat will let you know, I'm sure, how it's going.
I'm still getting like 144, but I should be getting 240. I don't really know why I'm not.
Oh, maybe it's like capped at 144.
It shouldn't be.
Yeah, sometimes it resets to 144 without you even doing anything. I've had that on a Rocket League update once.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, it just changed my frame rate cap from 144 to 250. How do you even minimize Discord? I just mean don't have it like on your screen. I'd leave it in the system tray. So like minimize it.
Yeah, just close the window basically.
Make the window go down to your taskbar. Right. So Space Station 2 games in a row here. One more goal. Could be the clutch one. Retals actually faking a direct pass to Citadel. Goes backboard pass instead. That's, you know, taking it to the next level. Space Station have infield pass so often this series that now they're actually using the pass as bait to enable their shots.
Wondermite gets up for that one quickly. Saw that Retals was on the backboard. Smelled trouble. And Retals calls off Arsenal's. A good call off there. He wins that ball. But now the pressure is being relieved, and they are in a particularly bad situation there.
Space Station trying not to go out of the frying pan into the fire, as you say, looking at the group. So you can easily see this is the stacked one in any grid today, but should they finish last place, they might be running into one of the best teams in North America for tomorrow's single elim playoffs. That would be a hype matchup for sure, but something you expect to see later on in the day. They could also sentence eUnited to that fate with one more goal, especially this late in the game.
Nice pass to Retals. Arsenal's up, going on a backboard. Oh, missed by Tristan. Shot. Oh, Retals doesn't quite get up in time. Does Tristan catch it? Oh, pinched it with Arsenal, but the ball finds its way to the ground. Game 5 overtime, both teams with one goal on the board. Next goal wins the series. High lobbing ball from Retals across the pitch there. Nothing for Space Station though.
I wouldn't be surprised if every team in this group wins their first round in the playoffs tomorrow. All looking pretty good, to be honest. There's been a few mistakes here and there, but not many. That's going to be the win for SSG. Sipical finds the back of the net. And eUnited, unfortunately, despite going 2-0 up in the series, have fallen 3 games in a row. Tristan just couldn't get the ball clear there. And Moore dumped it down in the middle. In 3, 2. Welcome back to Space Station Gaming Mission Control. It's time for the final match of the group stage. Can Space Station take down the currently undefeated Rogue, the brand new Rogue roster with Taroko, who have yet to lose a game in today's group?
Ooh, the game is starting off quick here. Oh, first killer shanking that a little bit. I think might have been an open net available to him if he hit the ball a little bit better coming off the wall there, but nonetheless they still find themselves in offensive position. SSG looking for the clear. Retals wins the race to the boost, but first killer still has enough to be dangerous.
I wonder if this is the final iteration of Rogue that that First Killer indicated. And in whose Twitch, I forget whose Twitch chat it was earlier in the year, when the screenshot that got sent around Twitter and caused a whole bunch of drama, and I'm sure contributed somewhat to Kronobi leaving the team. Is this it? Is he happy with this version of Rogue? I'm sure he's happy today, but you know, it can't be too. It was Retals stream, of course. Yeah, he said that on the Saltcast, didn't he? You know, I wonder if Taroko and Turo are happy about that. You know, wondering if one day they're going to see a Twitch chat comment from First Killer about them. They're like, oh no, I'm next. Just the conveyor belt of teammates. Sometimes it's like a player will change team all the time. Sometimes there's a player who changes teammates all the time. And First Killer has done that since joining Rogue.
Ooh, nice block there by Retals. Thought he was going to be in trouble there for a second. And they might still be.
Oh, it's open.
Lots of demos and destruction in the backfield here.
Yeah, I love that demo from First. That was on the player who's about to get in the way of Taroko's shot there. And a nice open net from the new player for Rogue as well. That's harsh on he's 15. He's also a professional. Oh, what an own goal that would have been. He's also a professional esports player. You know,
and it's also
standards.
what happened. It's okay. It's
really
not that big of a dig. Yeah, it's okay. He's a professional. He can decide who he wants on his team. It's fine. He's a star player.
I think
it's all good.
It's like you know, it's not a problem if a player decides they don't want to team with somebody. You know, he's a professional first. This isn't a group of, you know, sometimes players are friends, but they're friends, I'd say, second, professionals first. Yeah, and you know, we've heard Space Station Gaming talk about that. We heard Retals talk about this a bunch. That they have their arguments and they have their ways to work things out. And you know, when you're in a professional environment, you need to be able to do that. Sometimes it's easier to team with players who are not your friends because you can be more honest with them. You're not as afraid of impacting your friendship and for the sake of getting better results.
Ooh, that ball, dangerous. Doesn't make its way in. Yeah, you know, honestly, I'd really love to ask First Killer what he thinks about those statements. First, if you're still in chat, let us know.
First Killer, if you're still listening while playing, this is going to be one of those scrub killer situations where he's just joining in on the cast while playing.
Exactly, man. Don't laugh. Don't laugh. It might be the case. It might be the case. Who knows? Who knows? Anything is possible.
Yeah, you know, First Killer, he ambushed me in a Discord one time. I think it was after the Beyond the Summer Shuffle event where a couple of us were hanging about, and then suddenly First Killer and Kinsey just appeared in the call. We were like, oh, hi, guys. They just saw a group of Rocket League people in a call that they were able to access, and they just jumped right in there. You never know who's going to hit you. Oh, what a save. Typical. Refusing to overcommit into the goal that time. That was brilliant.
SSG's really looking great in defense right now, actually, or at least last ditch saves great.
They've woken up in defense. It was a bit sleepy earlier on today.
Oof. Another nice block here. We're into desperation territory here for SSG, but the pressure does get relieved.
Boost totals are looking good though. You know, even though they're under a ton of pressure, they haven't had their corner boost stolen a whole bunch of times, so they're able to keep up the speed and actually challenge these plays. It's only when the boost steals start to come in after, again and again and again, that's when uncontested plays happen. SSG are still rolling with the punches.
You know what I just thought of? You know how we use SOS for like the overlays and stuff with Bacchus Mod? Is there like an off-screen one that you can use to just monitor everybody's stats, everybody's boost and everything? That would be a great tool for casters.
Probably is. Yeah, that would be fantastic.
If it doesn't modify the UI for like these guys, but for us, then we have all that info right there. That would be really good.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do some investigation about that. There's so much extra info about Rocket League. I'm sure we're gonna be seeing additions to the way that Rocket League is broadcasted. Everybody in this lobby is apparently dead at the same time. Just director camera's like, sorry, I got nothing. Like, trying to find some gameplay. I got no cards for you, buddy.
What do you want from me?
Good save by Turo. Still an executable file.
Oh.
For Christmas, he wants to become a PDF, I heard.
Oh no. Just stop. Stop it right now.
Game 1 overtime.
Yep. Second overtime of the day. This is a serious one. This Rogue team has been on a tear today, rampaging through every team it plays.
And Space Station end Rogue's honeymoon period in their third series as a team in our LCSX. And they handed their first loss of the day. This is huge. 6-0 Rogue. Space Station are 5-5. They are completely even against, and they've both played the same teams. Rogue have gone 6-0 against the teams that
Arsenal
SSG have gone 5-5 with. Are they locked up right now in the net?
No, but he said First Killer was on the inside of the post, and then Arsenal, instead of like going really like fast, just like hung out on the other side of the post. So they're both just facing the same edge of the post, waiting on on the different sides. It was very, very interesting.
Space Station getting aggressive as well, getting physical.
Great bump.
Multiple demos. Bumps, awkward positions. I think it was Turo got bumped right as he spawned. It's a pretty awkward position for him.
First Killer missed the boost and Retals stole it.
Oh wow, that's one way to break rotation. That's another one. That's goes right back into the Space Station half. Retals runs out of boost at the worst time, has to hand off the ball to Turo. That's better. Lateral movement from Space Station in defense. No panic this time. We saw a couple of panic clears earlier on today where they were sending the ball out into the middle. None such so far against Rogue. Oh, what a save. Sirocco was bumped well off the goal line there, but saved by his teammate.
Retals getting chased down by Tarako. Doesn't get the demo, and now the battle at the midfield.
I don't know. I don't think Rogue is struggling to get wins in their wins that they have got today as well. They're 6-0 in games, and a lot of them have been one-sided. So this is already one of the toughest games that Rogue have had today. I had the feeling that Rogue would, or Space Station would step up at the right time, but First Killer puts in a stunning winner, double touch, and he never looked like he was interested in missing this one.
Ooh, yeah, it seems like First Killer is pretty good at Rocket League.
Yeah, they could have called us anything. They called us Space Station. You know what? I've only just realized I don't know if this is a best of 5 or a best of 7. I should know that. I'm gonna find
that out. We should
best
Wikipedia
of 5. That. No. Yes, it's best of 5 until semifinals. I knew that.
Yeah.
I knew that.
Zero points in time where that was a real question.
Yeah.
Mostly just for the content. Keep people on the edge of their seats.
I knew someone would be asking that in chat, so I wanted to make them feel more, you know, when people are nervous to ask a question to the teacher. So no one asks, even though nobody actually knows what they're doing. Then everybody pretends that they know what they're doing. That's what Twitch chat are doing. They're all pretending that they know that it's best of 5, when actually nobody knows. That's why I'm the guy who asks the question just to look stupid on your guys' behalf.
It's really supportive of you.
You're welcome, dude. So down to earth, Aeon, Astro, and Spider. This is an interesting team, but expected to drop pretty quickly to SSG. I don't think SSG will be starting off with the sort of performance we saw from them early on in the group stage yesterday. Now that we're into single elim, it's time for SSG to show off their skill.
Retals looking a bit rusty on that air roll there to get his back wheels onto the backboard. He did tell us last night in his epic interview about being a mega troll that you know, they have taken a little bit of time off. They have taken a bit of vacation, and part of that is due to the format of you know, this particular tournament, and then part of that is due to just needing some time off. But Aeon with a beautiful strike here crushes this ball.
Yeah, that was a good one. Well hit. Typical, just a bit too far off his goal line to catch up to that one. And Space Station down early in the match. Now, Down to Earth are a dangerous team, certainly. Lots of mechanical ability. Every team, I feel like every team in North America grid this split has a pretty good mechanical ability. It's, you know, Space Station's consistency and their clutch factor, their experience that really puts them a level above most of these other teams. But Down to Earth yesterday, they had a tough group. They lost to KCP, Susquehanna Sonics, and G2 in the group stage. You know, those 3 losses were expected, and that doesn't necessarily tell you that D2E are playing badly or anything. I mean, that's just a really tough group. So Space Station needs to be careful here. Retals is off his goal line, and just about sweeps up that long shot.
Yeah, scoots his way back, does make it in time, but looking out of place nonetheless. Even though the save was made, it was a little bit more difficult than it needed to be.
Yeah.
And G2E looking like the more prepared team currently.
Yeah, we actually saw this a little bit. Oh, a nice read at the near post from Sypical. I was going to say, though, it was the defense that took a while to pick up for SSG yesterday. They were a bit caught flat-footed, flat-tired, you could say, in the earlier games. But the offense from the get-go looked pretty threatening. That was just a perfect pass to the near post, and Sypical attacked it nice and early. You like to see that from the second man in Rocket League in any offensive play. Aggression is so important.
Well, Spider coming down, doesn't get the second touch. Looked close. Was a bit worrisome for Retals. Retal.
A single Retal.
Single Retal.
Retals singular. Oh, they did not see that coming. Aeon with a cheeky goal at the near post. Typical was pretty convinced the pass was coming. And to be honest...
Oh, yeah, that was a good sell.
Yeah, really, really well done. I would love to see Typical just go for the ball there, though. I wonder what he was waiting for. Not enough respect for Aeon's near post shot.
Yeah, and Aeon, of course, a near post player. That's what we've come to expect from Aeon, is near post antics left and right. Put some respect on this man's near post strategies.
It's the good old-fashioned, the backflip shot to the near post top corner. That's at least, I'd say, a 5-year-old strategy in Rocket League. Goes all the way back to the beginning of the game. Nobody expects it. They all think you're going to center it. They all think you're going to shoot to the far corner, not Aeon. We've been seeing a resurgence of that play in 1v1 as well recently with Smug. I've got to think that the two things are connected.
I mean, Jesse's always been a meta changer.
Yeah. A meta shaper. He just sets the meta. Everybody else has to just play to whatever Jesse decides.
A metavator, like innovator plus meta combined.
Goodness.
Boom.
Jesse should put that in his Twitter bio. The metavator.
Whoa!
Oh,
near post!
Near post play?
Wow.
He might be Aeon luck. He loves this near post. Look at that though. Arsenal was going for an aerial back pass, and Aeon intercepted it.
That's pretty smart, actually. It's a very smart play.
Yeah, I like it a lot. It wasn't overcommitting too much. There was still, you know, plenty of defense available for D2E. Space Station already looking a bit shaky in defense, just like the early games yesterday. I didn't think they would be, since they know that this is business. But, you know, we talked to Retals yesterday, and he said that things changed when they just told themselves, okay, this is getting embarrassing. We shouldn't be losing to, and I quote, these teams. So the only question is, are D3 one of these teams? Look at him.
He's a far poster too. Both
He's got
posts.
2 posters on his walls.
Both posts, Aeon coast to coast. Let's go.
That was nice. That was very nice. What a shot. Aeon is picking up his hat trick. I think D2 are definitely in these teams category for Retals. He's got a list. He's got a list that he just wrote on his wall of his bedroom. It's titled These Teams, and it contains most of the teams in North America that he's embarrassed to lose to. So at which point does he decide to inform Typical and Arsenal about that and say, guys, come on, this is not on. We've got to step it up here. We're down. Oh, you love that. I was just like, Rails, it says Rogue, by the way. Not that I have a problem with that.
Oh, man. He just couldn't get enough of it yesterday. So good.
I love he's now accidentally naming teams the wrong thing. Oh, Arsenal just flipped the top of Retals' shot. I know Retals has centered the ball past Typical. I think they must be having a good giggle at this one in their team chat.
Oh, man. Is your org dumb and they use the dumb thing, or what? So good.
Turns out the Peeps are a very intelligent org with a overlay that will not break in an apocalypse. Or in the instance that Retals is the party leader, naming your team something different. So very smart there. Oh, the pinch clear by AJ and Gyro, very effective.
Yeah, we're here on Retals Cam. If you're just joining us, I'm always handling player cam. Johnny is always doing director cam, so you can tune into both streams to get a special experience. So I will follow Retals for the entire game, and then I'll move on to different players each game. I did have to restart, so if you're watching before and you bailed because you thought I was dead, I am alive again.
Yeah, you had to give his PC a quick restart. Also, if you were just watching, to leave it open in another tab, you might have to go and press play again.
True,
and then
true.
give it a mute or, you know, or unmute, depending on which stream's audio. See, the thing is, if you listen to my stream, I think my mic is a little bit higher quality. But if you listen to your stream, it's your mic that gets a little bit of an audio boost. So just take your pick, everybody. Both, we'll be saying the same things in both locations, but it'll sound a little different.
I gave you a new OBS link, by the way.
Okay, thank you. So Bennett is traveling home tomorrow. It's almost 3 a.m. here. He says it's our fault if he misses his flight. Bennett, I think you should go to bed. Do not miss your flight. You will regret that if you miss a flight to stay up and watch Space Station win another grid. Listen, you can watch Space Station win the next grid. They win loads of these things.
Oh. AJ on the ball here. AJ, of course, been playing super well lately in 1v1s. Had a stellar performance in Gold Mine. Casted some of his games, and I just was really impressed with his play. Hopefully we're going to see some of that star player power come out in this this event as well.
Yeah, I'm sure we will. I think AJ's fantastic. Extremely entertaining player, both in ones and in threes. But threes will be his primary focus now and for the foreseeable season, I imagine. The Peeps are definitely one of the teams in North America who are, I'd say, highest when it comes to potential ability. I love watching them play. Can't watch them play much right now, though. They keep getting disintegrated by Sipical. Every time that you try and see what they're doing. The car blows up.
Passing
setting 100 alarms, Matt. He's just going to power through with the SSG broadcast with a million alarms in the morning.
Support that. I support that, Bennett. You'd probably miss a really great match, you know?
Oh, what a save, but never mind. The dunk comes through as well. An effective read by AJ, but not the best clear ball touch. Arsenal follows through, dunks in the opening goal.
Dunky wonkies. That is rough stuff if you are a member of the Peeps. But SSG had, generated quite a bit of offense so far in this game. So if it wasn't that one, it probably would have been one in the near future.
What do you think about the clear issue that SSG are having with lower tier competition, Matt? We had, a couple of series yesterday against middle of the road teams, Alpine and eUnited, that didn't go so well for SSG. Then when they played Rogue, who are definitely looking extremely good recently, they played great. Same things happened today, not convincing against D2E. Now they're leading against the Peeps, a far better team on paper. As long as you're getting those wins in the game 5s against teams like D2E and against eUnited, it's fine. But I mean, look what happened at Oxygen last split. They were losing against teams they shouldn't be, but they weren't able to get the wins at clutch moments either. So Space Station are playing a dangerous game if they keep the struggles against the lower tier teams up.
Yeah, I mean, you can always go this sleeping giant approach, or the poke the bear approach, where you're waiting to get woken up by one of these teams. Probably not a great way to do it, because it's more reactive than proactive. I think the way to do it would be to take the attitude that generally Retals does seem to have, which is we're better than these teams, and come out there and have the intention to prove it immediately. Consider it a failure if you didn't immediately show this team that you're the dominant team. That type of attitude will put you out in front quickly, and if you're always trying to assert your dominance, I'm imagining you're putting your best foot forward in that way.
It's a tricky one. I think Space Station may have an issue with it more so than teams like NRG and G2, because G2 and NRG, the style that they like to play is very just all-out offense, whereas Space Station are a bit more balanced. They can play a very good offensive style if they want to, but they're also very good at just sitting back and absorbing pressure. They're NRG's overlay. I'm pretty excited to know if we have. Can you guys check if we've beamed NRG's overlay? Speaking of beaning overlays, I've beamed this one. Let me fix. There we go. But yeah, do we have a beamed overlay on NRG? Can somebody please check? Because I would love to hear the good news that it has been broken by Retals' accidental trolling.
Can we call it accidental trolling at this point?
Do you think he's just running with it now?
Is Justin using the I in his name now?
Oh yeah, he's gone for the full Justin, hasn't he? I'm gonna check myself. No NRG is good. No, that's so disappointing.
Ooh.
I was really hoping they had a fancy overlay and it would get beamed, but hey, at least if Retals hasn't beamed their overlay outside the game, we can probably watch them get beamed inside the game, because Space Station know how to play against NRG. They've beaten them every time they've played except once in this RLCS season.
A good start for the SSG boys. This is looking like it's going to be a very fast and technical game, which is what we love to see anyway. Ooh,
wow.
Oh, Retals just punishing the crossbar like it committed a crime. And unfortunately, the score does not come with it. It was not, what's it called? It's getting late. I'm forgetting words. What's it called when you do a crime and you're punished for it and you're, and you get redemption of sorts? Like you become a better person? What's it called? Recidivism? It's recidivism, but there's like a word for it. Oh no. Oh no. Not convicted. Convicted. It's after convict. No, vindication. Come on. You guys are worse than me. I hope you guys are in some weird time zone where it's really late, because otherwise this is horrible.
Rehabilitated.
Rehabilitated. Yeah. Rehabilitated. Yeah. So I don't remember how I was using that word, but that's the one I was trying to use.
That's yeah. I mean, I forgot the context. I'm sorry. Speaking to crime though, oh man, I've been having a great time on YouTube watching these, like, you know, after the fact psychological breakdowns of, you know, these interviews with suspects of crimes. There's a couple of phenomenal channels. It's really interesting. They go into like the body language. They're like, so clearly this is a lie, and I'm like, yeah, clearly. I actually have no idea why it is. But I bet Retals would be quite good at that. He'd be quite good at, you know, passing the, what is it called, the
lie detector test.
The lie test. Yeah, he'd pass it by telling a straight lie. It would be like, Retals, did you change did you call Rogue first and friends? He'd be like, no. And they would just not, they wouldn't even trigger at all. I think you could do that.
I called him Throg, lol.
JCS, yeah, that's the one actually. I believe I was watching that channel. Oh my goodness, it's fantastic. Super interesting content.
Jesus Christ Superstar?
I don't believe that is what it's called.
Oh wow, just underneath.
With the eye this time. Still, the same player as before. Oh, Bennett, good night, dude. He's got to head off. Not even his alarm will save him. Good. Safe travels tomorrow. Good idea to go to bed, to be honest. Well played.
Nah, you should stay up, dude.
Yeah, you know, we were the worst possible influences yesterday, bringing the content to the grid, but today you're trying to one him up by making him miss a flight. Like, you know
how many flights I've missed? You know what I mean? Like, it's a great story later.
True, actually, yeah. Missing flights it's always a good story. You know, catching a flight is never like an interesting story. Nearly missing a flight can be a good story.
Yep.
Yeah, missing a flight, yeah, that's always a good one.
Some of my favorite moments are just being someplace and being like, should I just miss my flight? Should I just stay? And people are like, yeah. And I'm like, oh, I'm doing it.
That's absolutely. I've done that myself. It's a lot of fun.
Season 2. That's why I was a day late to land. Yeah, for RLCS. That's why I showed up a day late.
I missed the flight as well. The flip side, I was flip side manager at the time, and one of the flip side COO came knocked to my door in the morning and said, "Johnny, you're gonna miss your flight." And I was like, "Yes, I am." And I went back to sleep. I was just too tired. I couldn't be bothered getting up for the flight. I was like, I'm just staying in Amsterdam, beautiful city. We just, you know, flip side just won the world championship. Gonna just hang out. Gonna be a good time. That's definitely a Retals and Arsenal thing to do. I don't know about Sypical. Retals and Arsenal, they would miss the flight. Sypical would be like, I'm going home. I hate socializing with you idiots. Get away from me. I don't want to see your faces anymore. I just want to go home and play Rocket League.
Are we back on the Sypical's probably a mean person meme?
I don't know if we want to go all in on the mean person thing.
No, I don't think he is. I'm just joking.
I think he's probably he's probably a nice guy.
Probably a super nice guy.
What a save. Arsenal just nipping that one away from Justin, who is extremely close to getting for that in time to that ball. Yeah, Justin, is he the best player in North America? Type 1 in chat if you think he is. 2 if you think he isn't. Let's see. Oh, a double demo from Arsenal. Oh, not to say 50-50, but Retals was there in the net to collect it. We should be going OT here, unless Garrett's feeling cheeky. He is. He's a cheeky boy. Garrett G. Squishy. Not a cheeky boy. He lets it go down.
Cheekless. Chris has a good point. He said bragging about making your flight or talking about making your flight is like bragging about driving the speed limit.
Which obviously we do encourage all of you to do. We abide by the rules and the laws here. at Space Station Gaming Mission Control. If anyone asks, no one's allowed to speak about what happened yesterday. That didn't happen. If you're there, you know. But if you aren't, don't worry about it.
Okay. Typical passes that ball middle. Squishy breaks it up, but let's see what Arsenal could do. Does his patented not move?
That's exactly what I thought of in that moment as well. It's like, oh, here's just another nonchalant dodge of a demo from Arsenal. He just stops moving and some player flies by. This time it was Garrett G, so he's pulling that off against top tier players. Arsenal run ahead. No pass actually connecting there. I believe Arsenal wanted the demo, but wasn't able to get one. That's great ball chasing by Retals. What a breaker rotation to keep NRG at bay.
Gets the bump on Garrett G. Can't go middle. That's a banger off the back wall by Squishy.
Renewable NRG. Will they be renewed tonight to NA champions? Do they have sufficient solar power? That'd be great. They just renamed themselves to the grid since you're apparently allowed to do that. Garrett could be. What power would he be if Garrett was a renewable energy? Which one would he be? Squishy and Justin.
Hamsters on wheels.
Garrett's hamsters on wheels. I think Justin would be